Today, we will revisit a text we read in Unit 1, Juanito's Neighborhood. We'll also read an interview like the one we read during writing last week. This week, we are exploring services that people provide for their communities. As we read Juanito's Neighborhood, we'll pay attention to the goods and services that Juanito's family and neighbors provide for each other through the different kinds of jobs they have. Then, we'll read interviews with some people who provide a very important service right here in our public schools. In both texts, we'll see that people can be resources for their communities. They can benefit or have a positive impact on their communities. All right, boys and girls, let's get started. Our weekly question that we're focusing on is, what services do people provide and use? So that's what we'll be looking at in our story, Juanito's Neighborhood. As I read, I'll stop and pause. I'll ask you questions that I want you to be thinking about. Think about those questions. Share your thoughts with your computer. Let's read Juanito's Neighborhood. My mammy is a carpenter. My pappy is a nurse. Both of his parents offer a service. His mom is a carpenter, so she fixes things. And his dad is a nurse, so he helps people when they're not feeling well. My abuela drives a big truck. My abuelo fixes clocks. Sometimes my abuela brings broken grandfather clocks to my abuelo's shop. That's a service. When we have things that aren't working, we either have to take them to a shop to get fixed, or we have to call someone to provide us a service in our house. If your dishwasher isn't working, someone needs to come and fix that. Or if your refrigerator isn't working, you need someone to come and fix that, just like his abuelo who fixes clocks. My tia is a muralist. My tio teaches dance. Boys and girls, making art like murals and dance is providing a type of service for a community. How do art and dance benefit a community? Did you think that art makes our community look beautiful and inviting, and also can help people be calm and feel good? Yes. How about dance? Offering dance. How does that benefit a community? Did you think about how it brings people together? That's right. That's another way a service can benefit a community. My grown-up cousin, Tita, goes to clown school. Her brother, my primo Roberto, is a dentist. He checks people's teeth. His cousin, who's a girl, provides a service of entertaining by being a clown, while his cousin Roberto provides a service of helping us keep our teeth clean and healthy. My neighbors, Rafi and Luis Manuel, go to work very early. Rafi bakes bread, and Luis Manuel sells it. Mrs. Hernandez sells Rafi's bread at her Bog- Bogaga, too. And her daughter, Sonia Isabel, counts the money in the bank on the corner. Boys and girls, I'm noticing that the neighbor's work is connected. What do I mean by that it's connected? That's right. On the page before, we talked about how the baker makes the bread, and then there's someone at the bakery that sells it. But not only that, Mrs. Hernandez comes and gets bread and takes it to her shop and sells the bread too. They work together. They're connected. Geralmo is my mailman. Geralmo is going to marry Sonia Isabel. Donna Estrella is a seamstress. She is sewing a wedding dress for Sonia Isabel. Again, the community's connected. They're all working together. They all need each other's services, and they all provide services that are needed by other people in the community. By them working together, providing services, and using services, their community benefits from each other. Mr. Gomez is Donna Estrelia's neighbor. He is also my teacher at school. Mrs. Gomez is a crossing guard. She helps me cross the street. So, Mr. Gomez teaches in the classroom, and his wife helps the children get to school safely. They both provide a service that benefits their community in a positive way. Mrs. Gomez helps to keep everybody safe, while Mr. Gomez helps children learn. And I'm a very busy person too. I have to tell Mr. Gomez that my mammy is a carpenter and my pappy is a nurse. Wow, boys and girls, that was an excellent story to show us how communities can provide services and how communities are connected. All right, we're going to look at the school nurses interview. So remember, we're still going to be looking at services and how these services benefit the community. But we're going to look at one service, a school nurse. You all know Nurse Whitney. She's our school nurse. Meet Kalia Acevedo and April Pumfret. They are school nurses at the Curly K-8 school in Jamaica Plain, a neighborhood in Boston. Being a school nurse is a job, so Kalia and April receive a salary for their work. Being a school nurse is also a way to provide a service to the community. Let's listen to the questions and how they answer them. What organization do you work for and what's your job? April says, we are school nurses for Boston Public School at the Curly School in Jamaica Plains. What service do you provide for people in your community? Kalia, we address any injuries. So if students fall or bump their head or have an accident, we help them. Or if they are hungry or have a stomach ache, we address those things. Sometimes we have to help with other things outside of school to help students stay healthy. Sometimes students don't have the things they need, like a place to live, glasses, clothes, or medicine. They need these things for their well-being. So we work with the families to help them get those things. April also added, we also give out medications at school. Sometimes we take care of the staff as well. The community we serve includes staff, children, and families. How did you get started in this work? April. Originally, I was an EMT for the city of Boston. Then I went back to school while I was an EMT to become a nurse. I wanted to become a school nurse because the hours are much better for mothers to take care of their own kids. Kalia. I started as a substitute nurse. Working as a school nurse is like working at a medical facility. You have to go to college or higher, and you have to take different tests. Wow, their job is very important. What inspires you to do this work? April. It's busy. It almost kind of reminds me of the emergency room where you never know what could happen. The work could be something different every day. You never know. Kalia. I enjoy helping people. It's very satisfying when you can actually help solve someone's problems. It's nice when people tell you that their life is better because you are a part of it. What's your favorite part of the job? April. I like the kids, of course, but also the staff. We have a great staff here. The school is so huge that we are always busy. It makes the day fly by. And I also really like that I have another nurse. Most schools don't have another nurse that they can talk to during the day and kind of bounce ideas off of. Kalia. It's unpredictable every day. What's the most challenging part of your job? April. Probably the same thing that I like, that it's so busy. You can sometimes feel like you just don't have enough hours in the day to get everything done. Kalia. The challenging part is that you wish that you could do more outside of the school, but your resources are limited. What's your final message for first graders? Kalia. Whatever they want to do, they can do, as long as they put their mind to it. April. First graders, wash your hands and remind your parents to send in your physical form from the doctor when you go for your checkup. Finally, never be afraid to come to the nurse. We're always here to help you. All right, boys and girls. What services do people provide and use? Think back to the book we read. We saw lots of services that people provide. We saw people that were carpenters, nurses, people that fixed broken clocks, people that were dentists, and we also got to see some services that people use. We know that we need to go and see the dentist, and when we're sick, we need to see a nurse. We also know that if we have something that's broken that needs fixed, we can take it somewhere or have someone come to our house to fix it. Also, like his aunt and uncle in the story, maybe we take dance classes or art classes outside of school. Those are services that people provide and that we use. Now let's think about, how do service jobs benefit the community? So how do jobs that offer a service benefit the community? I want you to think about that. And I want you to go to Dojo Me and log in with the text code we shared with you this morning. Send me a video sharing your ideas about how school nurses benefit the community. Think about Nurse Whitney. How does her service that she provides to our school every day benefit our school? I can't wait to hear